Alrighty, hello. It's been a bit, I guess, and I'm not really for sure how you're supposed to do videos like this, but I, just like everybody else, have an opinion as to what is happening with Rio. And so I tried to write something so that I guess I don't blab too much or get too much off topic. So let's go through what I have written down about what has happened. It's always sad when a VTuber gets terminated, or at least I believe it's almost always sad when a VTuber gets terminated. I don't check Twitter that often, or X in this case. So I didn't really know that it was happening until I think a few days, or maybe even a week after the announcement. I did know that there was some trouble. I do know that she had said something, and apparently it was more like a PowerPoint type slide that she showed. And then uh, I assumed, just like many other people, that the thing was just a joke, and it very well could have been, but because of the other things that had happened, there could be a bit more going on than what we don't know or what Idol is saying. I am a fan of Leo, but when it comes to watching people, I'm kind of picky. I don't tend to, how do I say it? Yeah, I guess that is the best way to say it. I'm kind of picky when it comes to what streams I watch. There are many times I don't watch a VTuber for several months until they do a stream of something that looks interesting to me. Um, but I do know. But I guess enough about that stuff. And I guess now going into the reasons why she was terminated. Oh, sorry. Okay. So one of the first things that was mentioned is that one of the first reasons mentioned was misuse of a controlled substance while live streaming. And the little slide thing that she showed said that she would take a silly pill for about $250. Um, I had watched some other people talk about it, and it sounds like that it was just going to be a sleeping pill, but uh, I guess that could still be misuse of using it because she's trying to use it in an entertaining way, um, or at least not maybe not an appropriate way to use the drug. Um, but for the most part, it's kind of harmless because, well, the other thing is that I know that there are other VTubers who have done substitutes on doing streaming. There's a few times that I've watched some clips of some VTubers, of some other VTubers, and they've taken a drag on something that wasn't a cigarette. And then I imagine that there were other times where they have taken pills as well. I have taken sleeping pills before streaming. They do some RL voil type kind of streams sometimes. I haven't done them for a while. But the one thing that I do make sure to say, because I know that there are people that might be curious or may not exactly know, or even whoever is supposed to be moderating could be watching, I do make sure to tell the audience that it is just melatonin, and I'm only taking one or two of them, or if I'm taking a few of them. But for the most part, I also say that if I feel like I might be taking too much of them, which sometimes I feel I do, I do also say that I'm doing it at my own risk, but it is also just melatonin, so it may not be a big deal. But I do try to show. I mean, I do try to say that I'm not trying to do anything wrong or anything like that. Okay, that's enough of rambling on about that point. Um, so, oh yes, one of the other things I have written down as to why Idol may not like that she did this, because part of the things I have written down is my thoughts about it and what I think Idol may think about when it comes to Rio doing these things. Um, I feel that Idol does not want one of their talents to be connected to misusing controlled substances, controlled drugs, or even just drugs in general. Um, so that's why I think about that. And then we go on to the second reason, and it has to do with soliciting fans for an offline meeting, which goes back to the slide that she showed, or whatever it's supposed to be called, saying that there's a possibility to not meet Rio. Excuse me. I don't know why my throat is like this. But yeah, there's a possibility to not meet Rio, and it's a membership only type thing too. So, I mean, the only thing I can think of, my opinions is that if she was an indie, she has every right to do this, but she is connected to a company, and the actions that she takes also reflects onto the company itself, which is why there's probably some sort of. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of morality type clause in her contract. Excuse me, not my nose. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of morality type clause in her contract, and I wouldn't be surprised if many other agencies have a similar thing to where if um, one of the talents do something outside of streaming that they find out about, that they can be punished for it, or in this case, terminated. The other thing is that, oh yes, I don't, yeah, yeah, I already said what I thought Idol didn't like about it. They didn't want somebody from with their company connected to doing stuff like that. The third reason goes along with the second, which is meeting a fan, and apparently it has been confirmed that she has met a fan offline, and she got gifts in the value of thousands of dollars. I'm assuming US dollars. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm assuming the value is measured in US dollars, so it's a lot of money. Um, that's not something that a corporate VTuber should do. Again, if she was an independent, I can definitely see people not liking somebody doing this. But if she was independent, she would have every right to do so. And I don't think Idol likes the idea of one of their talents doing this, not just because it's crossing a boundary between the talent and fans, which, if you're an independent, I guess it's fine to cross those. I guess it's fine. If you are an independent, I have a feeling that it's okay to cross those boundaries just at your own risk and whatnot. But the other thing is that I don't may not want uh, excuse me. I don't may not want people to expect that if they have an offer, I mean that if they present an offer of giving gifts of high value to talents that are under them, that they will get the chance to meet them in person. Um, and I don't think that's a good look. I don't think that's good. Uh, and as far as I know, there are also many. I think a lot of talent. I think a lot of agencies also have. I don't know a whole bunch of them, but I do. Mm, sorry, I do think a few of them have options available to where you can give gifts, but I don't know how widespread that is. Um, and I do believe that it's a nice gesture that somebody wants to um, give. Uh, sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. It's a nice gesture. It's nice that somebody wants to give. That somebody wants to give a gift, even expensive gifts, to a creator they like. I have been given some things, not in person. I have a phones account, and um, I have been given at least two things off of my phones, and it is a very nice feeling that somebody wants to not just maybe give me money, but give me a gift. Um, the fourth reason is to me the most normal reason as to why she would be terminated. Apparently, she had a secret relationship with um, one of the members of the management. I don't know if it's her manager, but somebody, a staff member, and that is a boundary that should not be crossed when it comes to being in a agency or in other places that are a corporate environment. So those are the reasons, but I do have some more things that I wanted to say. Mm, let me see. Oh yes, she is under an NDA, and that is not surprising. So sadly, we don't really get to hear about. We apparently don't get to. Mm, sorry, we don't get to truly hear a whole side of the story. About the only thing that she's been able to say is that she is disappointed in what is happening and that she says she's going to be back. How is she going to be back? I I don't know. I mean, she may be back as far as being a new VTuber, or maybe she feels that she's going to be getting her job back as being Leo, which I kind of doubt that's going to happen. But she says she's going to be back. I do hope that in whatever way she does come back, that she will be successful. Like I said at the beginning, I don't check Twitter X that much. So I didn't know what was going on. And when I first heard about Leo, I didn't know about her past life, her other, well, it's called past. I guess a lot of people call it past life. It's just, I guess, who they was before they got into the thing. But it was part of the ad for Rio, so I was surprised, and I ended up looking up her past life YouTube account, which still has many videos on it to enjoy, and I had been enjoying those. Maybe she will take that character and turn her into, excuse me, and make her into a full-fledged VTuber. I would like to see that, and well, I would like to see Rio being her actual self without being shackled by a morality clause. The only thing I hope is that she doesn't go too far and gets herself in trouble or in danger. Um, the other thing I want to mention, I don't have it written down, but one of the things that I have noticed is that a lot of people don't like the statement that Idol put out, which I don't get because whenever it comes to VTubers being punished, um, the agencies have always been very quiet. They don't give very much information. The only other time that I know that they gave information was with uh, Zion. Uh, yeah, Zion. Is that her name? I think that was her name. When Zion got terminated. from Nichi-Sanji. Um, she they listed Nichi-Sanji listed a whole bunch of reasons as to why they terminated her, but at the same time, it because it's Nichi-Sanji, was something about it wasn't forthright, and definitely felt like that they will how do I say trying to be mean about the reasons why, because it does as far as I know, she does admit to the mistakes that she made, but the the reasons were exaggerated, and yeah, the reasons were definitely exaggerated, and I believe though the reasons given for Zion were done to be mean and not informative, but to actually be mean. When it comes to Idol, I don't feel the same way, mostly because the list is very short and the reasons given are understandable, at least to me, as to why, as excuse me, my nose has been acting up. The reasons given make sense to me to for termination. Oh, excuse me. So I don't believe that Idol in this time was being rude or mean, and a lot of people have. One of the things that I noticed doing, one of the things that I noticed was that Rosa, who is another VTuber that I don't watch very often, but I am fond of, she has made a comment about somebody who felt that the notice was in poor taste, and Rosa basically said that they are being transparent in what they are saying. The reasons given make sense for the termination, and that people need to quit bitching about this because they are being transparent. No, well, actually, no. Rosa said that no matter what the agencies have been saying when it comes to the notices, people are always bitching, and so she's just and so when an agency finally is being forthright, being forthright in a notice, she doesn't like that people are bitching about it. I don't really know what else to say, so this was my 2 cents when it comes to the whole Rio drama. Like I've said, yeah, I think I said it before, and if I didn't, then I'm saying it now. Regardless of how this all plays out, I hope that the person behind Rio will, um, excuse me, my nose. Regardless of how this turns out, I hope that the person behind Rio will end up good in the long run, and it will be great for her. Um, I guess that's all I can really say is that regardless of what's happening, I hope that everything. Oh, I guess that's a better way to word it. Regardless of what's happening after this is all said and done, I hope that she does well. And I don't mean that in a facetious way. I don't mean anything ill will in the statement. Uh, I truly hope everything goes well and that I can continue to hopefully watch her do something more in the future. So I need to quit rambling so that I can figure out how I'm going to do this thing. Thank you for watching, and if you like what you saw, then make sure to like and subscribe here. And with that, I bid you adieu.